Europe is packed with famous destinations: Paris, Rome, London. But what if I told you the real magic lies in the places almost no one talks about? Hidden corners of the continent where history, culture, and breathtaking views blend perfectly, without the endless crowds or overpriced lattes. Today, we're exploring 7 underrated European cities that deserve a top spot on your bucket list. Let's start with one you've probably never even heard of. Europe is full of famous names: Paris, Rome, London. But the real beauty hides in places most travelers overlook. Let's uncover 7 underrated European cities that might just steal your heart. Forget Tallinn for a second, because Estonia's second largest city is where the real soul of the country beats. Tartu is the brain and heart of Estonia, a vibrant university town packed with youthful energy, art festivals, and river cafes. It's where medieval history meets innovation. The Imajoji River runs right through the city, and locals love to picnic by the water or hop on a small boat for a lazy afternoon ride. It's smart, cozy, creative, and somehow still a secret. But if you thought that was hidden, wait until you see what's next. Tartu is Estonia's beating heart, a city where youth, art, and intellect collide. Its riverside cafes and festivals bring a fresh, creative vibe to centuries-old streets. It's smart, cozy. In the heart of Transylvania lies Sibiu, a city that feels like a fairy tale painted in real life. It's a blend of Romanian, Hungarian, and German cultures, surrounded by the dramatic Carpathian Mountains. Every corner of its old town bursts with colors, folk music, and handcrafted art. And here's the best part. You can walk from medieval towers straight into open-air festivals filled with laughter and street food. It's one of those places that makes you forget time exists. Sibiu feels like stepping inside a living fairy tale in the middle of Transylvania. Cultures blend here: Romanian, German, and Hungarian, creating magic in every street. Surrounded by mountains, the city glows with color, music, and pure charm. If Europe had a living storybook, Kraków would be its cover. This city wears history on its sleeve, from the Grand Market Square to the legendary Wawel Castle. Walk its cobblestone streets, and you'll feel the echo of kings, artists, and scholars who once changed the world. At night, cafes fill with music, laughter, and that cozy Polish charm that never fades. Kraków doesn't try to impress. It simply is impressive. And if you're craving something more medieval, the next city will take you there. Kraków is a masterpiece of history and soul, with architecture that whispers stories. Its Grand Market Square and Royal Castle make it feel frozen in another era. By night, the city comes alive with jazz, lights, and timeless Polish warmth. Skip crowded Barcelona and head to Girona, a Catalan treasure that time forgot. The pastel houses reflecting on the Anya River look straight out of a painting. Its massive cathedral has the widest Gothic nave in the world. And yes, Game of Thrones fans, you'll recognize it instantly. The ancient Jewish quarter feels like a portal to another era, while the local food scene will redefine how you think about Spanish cuisine. Girona is small, but every step feels cinematic. Girona is Barcelona's quieter, older sister, full of history and cinematic beauty. Pastel riverside houses and Gothic cathedrals give it an almost dreamlike feel. Every corner hides a story, from ancient walls to Game of Thrones landmarks. Colorful, coastal, and full of life, Porto is a city that dances between past and present. From the winding alleys of the Ribera district to the steel arches of the Dom Luis Bridge, every corner glows with charm. Sip a glass of authentic port wine as you watch the sunset bleed over the Douro River. It's pure poetry. And if you're hungry, the city's famous Francesinha sandwich will change your life. Porto isn't just a destination. It's an experience you'll never stop craving. But hidden further north lies a city that turns medieval beauty into living art. Porto is energy, flavor, and emotion packed into one coastal masterpiece. Golden sunsets, winding alleys, and port wine define its poetic charm. It's the kind of city you visit once and never stop thinking about. Overshadowed by Brussels and Bruges, Ghent is Belgium's best-kept secret. Imagine a city where Gothic towers rise above quiet canals, and centuries-old cathedrals glow under festival lights at night. It's less touristy, more authentic, and completely enchanting. Take a canal ride, grab a Belgian beer in a 13th-century tavern, and just watch the world drift by. Ghent isn't loud, it isn't flashy, it's timeless. Ghent is Belgium's hidden treasure, Gothic, glowing, and gorgeously peaceful. Its canals and illuminated cathedrals feel like scenes from a fantasy film. Authentic and unspoiled, it's the Belgium that few tourists ever see. Welcome to Europe's greenest capital, a place so peaceful, you might think you've stepped into a dream. Ljubljana is car-free, eco-friendly, and stunningly beautiful. Bridges guarded by dragons, riverside cafes, street markets bursting with colors. Everything here feels alive yet calm. You can walk from the historic center to lush parks or even hike up to Ljubljana Castle for breathtaking views. And within an hour, you can reach Lake Bled, one of Europe's most magical natural wonders. It's modern, clean, and full of heart. The kind of city that makes you wonder why it isn't world-famous already. Ljubljana is Europe's green soul, car-free, calm, and unbelievably beautiful. From dragon bridges to riverside cafes, it's a city that moves at its own rhythm. A perfect mix of nature and culture, it's the hidden capital of peace. And as a bonus, did you know that Hollywood legend John Travolta doesn't just fly planes, he lives with them? Travolta owns 5 airplanes, including a Boeing 707, and his home in Florida literally has runways leading to his front door. When he wants to travel, he just walks outside, straight into his cockpit. That's the dream life for any aviation lover. These cities might not top the travel charts, but that's what makes them unforgettable. So next time you plan your European adventure, skip the crowds and chase the stories no one's told yet. Subscribe, tap the bell, and join us as we uncover more of the world's best-kept secrets. Globe showing Europe-Africa airplane.